Ever wonder how that simple cup of tea in your hand ties back to thousands of years of wild history? Believe it or not, the story kicks off all the way back in 2737 BCE with Emperor Shen Nong in China. The dude is chilling, outside boiling water like a normal day, when a breeze rolls through. A few random wild tea leaves fall straight into his pot. The water changes color. Shen Nong takes a sip, and boom, he feels relaxed, refreshed and laser-focused. He calls it a gift from nature, soaking in that warm, delicate aroma like he just unlocked a cheat code. Now, that is the legend. But here is the crazy part, it is not just a bedtime story. By the Han Dynasty to 106 BCE to 20 CE, people were actually drinking tea for real. Archaeologists found traces of Camellia sinensis in ancient tombs, proving tea was not just some casual drink back then, it was straight up medicinal magic. Folks used it for headaches, digestion, staying alert, and basically surviving long workdays before coffee was even a thing. As the centuries rolled by, tea started leveling up. By the Tang Dynasty 618 to 907 CE, it had moved from herbal remedy to full-blown cultural obsession. Scholars, nobles, and poets treated tea like art. They had rituals for everything: how to brew it, how to taste it, even how to show it off. Color, aroma, flavor, presentation. Tea was not just a drink anymore. It was an experience. From China, tea did not stay put. It bounced across Asia, shaping entire cultures along the way. In Japan, Zen monks folded tea into meditation. In Korea, tea became a symbol of respect, patience, and calm living. And eventually, tea sailed across oceans, landed in Europe, and basically took over the whole vibe of the continent. Along this journey, tea sparked revolutions, fueled empires, and even caused the Boston Tea Party. And today, billions of people sip it every single day, without even realizing they are holding a piece of world history. So grab your cup and settle in. We are about to follow tea's journey from ancient emperors all the way to bubble tea shops and modern cafes. Just like the earliest people experimenting with fermentation, tea also began as an accidental discovery that slowly turned into culture, medicine, and identity. And to understand how it spread, we need to go back to where evidence begins. Tea's roots run deep in ancient China. Everyone knows the Emperor Shen Nong story, but the real evidence shows people were sipping tea way before it went mainstream. During the Han Dynasty, tea was not even considered a casual drink, yet it was more like an herbal superpower. People drank it to clean out their system, help digestion, boost their energy, and stay sharp. Think of it like the OG energy drink, but natural and way classier. Picture holding a hot cup of fresh tea, steam rising, herbal aroma hitting your nose, calming you down but still keeping your mind on point. That is exactly why ancient folks loved it. Then came the Tang Dynasty, and tea hit legendary status. This was the golden era of tea culture. Scholars and nobles treated tea like fine art. The way you brewed it mattered. The way you poured it mattered. The way you tasted it? Yeah, that mattered too. This was also when Lu Yu, known as the Sage of Tea, wrote the classic of tea, basically the first official guidebook on everything tea. His book broke down how to plant it, pick it, brew it, and appreciate it. Thanks to Lu Yu, tea went from random leaves and hot water to a full cultural lifestyle. By this point, tea was not just something people drank, it became a symbol of wisdom, calmness, and refined living. As people mastered tea in China, the drink began its own migration, just like early alcohol did through ancient trade routes. But tea did not move through traders at first. It moved through monks. Once tea culture exploded in China, it did not stay home. It traveled. Tea reached Japan in the 9th century thanks to Zen monks traveling back from China. They brought tea leaves with them, not as a luxury, but as a tool to stay awake during long meditation sessions. Over the centuries, the Japanese turned tea into an incredibly precise ritual. The Japanese tea ceremony, or chanoyu, became a whole lifestyle. Everything was calm, intentional, deliberate, and focused on the present moment. Picture a monk sitting quietly, whisking powdered tea into a smooth, frothy matcha. The room is still. The only sound is the soft whisking. The smell of fresh tea fills the air. Every movement is slow, intentional, meaningful. One sip, and the whole world slows down. Tea was not just a drink in Japan, it became a spiritual practice. Korean tea culture took a different path. Instead of precision, Korea leaned into simplicity and mindfulness. Korean tea ceremonies had soft, quiet energy. No showing off, no complicated moves, just calm conversation and thoughtfully sharing tea with guests. Some Korean rituals focused on crafting one perfect cup, made with patience and full attention, to honor the guest sitting with you. The whole vibe was about subtle flavors, elegance, and presence. Between China, Japan, and Korea, tea became more than a drink, it became a cultural mirror. Just like fermentation traveled from China to Iran to Egypt in ancient times, tea made its way west toward Europe. And once Europe got a taste, the world shifted again. Tea's next stop, Europe. It arrived in the 16th century through Portugal and the Netherlands. At first, it was something only the wealthy could afford. But by the 17th century, Britain fell head over heels for tea. And when the Brits fall in love with something, they go all in. Drinking tea became a classy, almost mandatory social ritual. People sipped it at home, in public tea houses, and during fancy gatherings. Tea was seen as a sign of refinement, good manners, and high taste. Then came a bigger twist. Europeans started growing tea themselves in colonies like India, shaping local economies and daily life. Tea influenced everything: fashion, etiquette, social events, even architecture. Huge tea rooms and fancy gardens popped up all over Europe. In London, Twining's Tea House, founded in 1706, became a favorite spot for artists, writers, thinkers, and basically anyone who wanted to sip tea and sound smart. By this point, tea was not just a drink, it was an entire cultural movement. But just like wine and spirits were tied to empire building, tea also became wrapped up in politics and power. Here is the complicated part. Tea was not just delicious, it became a global power move. The British East India Company took control of tea production in India, setting up massive plantations. This changed everything: the land, the economy, and the lives of millions of local people. Tea went from refreshing beverage to political weapon. In 1773, the Boston Tea Party went down. American colonists, tired of British taxes, dumped tons of British tea into Boston Harbor. It was bold, it was messy, it was iconic. All over tea, a drink that started as an accident under an emperor's tree, had become a symbol of resistance and rebellion. Jump to today, and tea is global. People drink it everywhere, from fancy tea houses to street stalls to cafes to boba shops. There is classic green tea, bold black tea, floral herbal blends, steaming cups of chai, iced lemon tea, milk tea, bubble tea with chewy boba pearls, fruit teas, matcha lattes. Every region has its own style. India has masala chai, Britain has afternoon tea, Japan has matcha, Taiwan has bubble tea, Morocco has mint tea, Turkey has strong black tea in tulip-shaped glasses. Tea still means hospitality, chill time, good conversations, comfort, health, or just something warm to hold on a quiet morning. Tea's history is full of wild stories. Some rare teas sell for thousands of dollars per kilogram. There is even a type of tea harvested from trees that grow on cliffs so steep only trained climbers can reach them. And get this, astronauts took tea into space. Tea literally left the planet. Throughout history, tea inspired poems, paintings, invention, even spy missions. Secrets were traded over tea, deals were sealed over tea, and revolutions started because of tea. This little green leaf has done a lot. From ancient emperors to modern coffee shops, tea has shaped human history more than almost any other drink on earth. It carried culture, flavor, stories, and traditions across continents. Every sip you take today connects you to thousands of years of people who loved tea before you. So the next time you take a swig, think about that journey: how long it traveled, how many hands picked it, how many cultures shaped it, and how many stories sit inside your cup. Which tea tradition would you want to experience for yourself? Drop it in the comments. Thanks for rolling with me on this tea adventure. Keep exploring the stories behind the drinks we love every day.